Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Today I wanted to show you how I made this really pretty and fairly simple card that I shared as part of the Techniques blog hop that went live today. So the technique that we were demonstrating on across all of the blog hops was the Stamparatus. And I love my Stamparatus for being able to create a birthday card or a card that has sentiments running down the entire page. And you can do it in an ombre effect or you can do it all in one color, but it just really creates a really pretty card. And I just love the technique. And Stamparatus, if I didn't have my Stamparatus, I would not be able to do this, trust me. So let me just switch over to my desktop and I'll show you how I made the card. Okay, so this is the card I shared. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's just stamped happy birthday down 4 times down the card and some ribbon on it. So let me show you how I did the card. So I've got a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock that I cut 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm just going to fold it in half to form my card base. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that is cut 4 inches by 4 and, let me see, how much is this? I gotta remember this. This is always a weird, oh, yeah, so by 4 5/8. So it was a bit weird. And the reason I did this is I kind of measured how many of the happy birthdays I could fit down my card before I started. And that's what gave me the size. So 4 inches across, which is your standard for the size, a layer on a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base. And then I just measured down and that gave me 4. I couldn't have got 5 and then some of them would have gone off the card. So 4 5/8 by 4 inches. And then I've got a piece of basic black that is 4 3/4 by 4 1/8. And that will just give me just a peak of black behind it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. So you do need 2 plates for this. I'm using the Pretty Perennials stamp set. So it's got this lovely happy and then all sorts of other sentiments. So I'm doing happy birthday. So what I want to do first is, I've got 1 plate on here. I'm going to line up. So I'm going to put my piece of basic white cardstock that I cut, get my magnets off the back here if I can. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put a magnet here and hold it in place. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to take my happy and line it up right at roughly the top where I want it to go. Close my Stamparatus plate down on it and then lift it off. All right, so now I'm going to take my Poppy Parade, ink, and try not to get ink all over my card. That's what happens when you put your finger in your ink. Okay, let's try this. And so we're going to ink up our happy and press down just to make sure the happy. There we go. Now this is called the Stampin' Hitch. So you're going to lift straight up off of your Stamparatus and move it down 1 notch. So these notches. And now you can stamp up again, ink up your happy and stamp. Again, lift it straight up. You don't want it at an angle, straight up, and put it in the next notch down. 1 more. So you're going to do this 4 times. Now that's called the Stampin' Hitch. Okay. So now I've got my happy spaced nicely down. Okay, so now you're going to take that plate out, put another plate in. So this, we want them on the side, same side. Now I'm going to move my magnet over here, and I'm going to put the birthday right there. So line it up where you want it to go. If your paper shifts a little bit, which mine did, that's okay. I knew it was right in the corner. Sticking to it, I don't want it stuck quite down. So my birthday wants to stick to the paper and not to my Stamparatus for some reason. All right, let's try this again. Let's try my paper snips in there and see if I can, not like that. Not sure why my birthday stamp is sticking. There we go. All right. When in doubt. Okay, I don't want the... I'm going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink and to ink up my birthday. So the Poppy Parade in black is so pretty. And then there we go. And we're going to do the same hitch technique. So stamp it once, lift it up, move it down. You definitely, I mean, I know there's some people out there that could do this technique without a Stamparatus and get it straight, but I'm definitely not one of those. So for me, the Stamparatus is an amazing tool. And one more. There we go. Okay. Move that back. The magnet off. So the magnets fit on the back here. You want it. There are two magnets with the Stamparatus. Make sure you don't get them close together. They will snap together, and it is very hard to get them apart. Okay, so I'm just going to put my Stamparatus out of the way. Okay. So now I'm going to take and adhere my basic white to my piece of basic black. Try not to get my inky finger in the middle of it all. Okay. Now I've got some of the crinkled seam binding in white, and I just took it and wrapped it around the whole card base. And I'm just going to cut it off. So wrap it around the top and tie a nice bow. You could do this at the bottom if you wanted to, but I thought it kind of looked nice at the top. You could color this ribbon with a Poppy Parade Stampin' blend if you wanted to. Lots of ways to pretty up your card, but I just like the white on the Poppy Parade. I can get my ribbon tied. This is when you need the finger to hold this in place. So I'm going to use a glue dot, which works just like somebody putting their finger on your first piece. There we go. Now that holds it in place for me so I can tie this without it moving around. And I can fuss with my bow. There. Okay, and now I'm going to take and pop this up with some dimensionals. On a fairly big piece of cardstock, I like to use an extra dimensional in the middle just to hold it in place. And then we'll just put this there. Pretty card, I think. Simple to do, and like I said, simple because you have your Stamparatus. Let me just switch back over. Like I said, I couldn't do this if I didn't have my Stamparatus because I can't stamp and get them evenly spaced. And I'm sure some people do it, but that's not me. So for me, the Stamparatus is key to making these cards, and it just makes it quick and easy to make a card like this. So I hope you enjoyed that. While you're here on my YouTube channel, just subscribe. I'd love for you to get notified when I do more videos. And if you have any questions, just post them a comment underneath the video, or you can check out the written instructions and measurements on my blog and leave a comment there. Check out my blog posts as well while you're there. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Bye.